Have you ever crossed paths with someone exceptionally charming, but something about them just seems off? You could be dealing with a high-functioning sociopath. But how can you tell? Well, today, we're diving into 13 distinct signs to look out for. Let's decipher this enigma together. Charisma. Your first up on our journey today, superficial charm. Let's face it, we've all been taken in by someone's charm at some point, right? But high-functioning sociopaths, they've taken this art to a whole new level. Remember that one person who always seems so friendly and engaging, and just has this magnetic aura around them? Yet something feels off. It's as though their charm is a glossy coating, and underneath, well, there isn't much there. That's sign number 1, my friend. An artificial charm that seems too good to be true. And it often is. They're not genuinely interested in you or your well-being. The charm is a carefully crafted facade to manipulate you, gain your trust, or sometimes simply entertain themselves. So the next time you encounter a charmer, take a moment to wonder, is it genuine or a well-orchestrated performance? Lack of empathy. This one can be as chilling as it sounds. High-functioning sociopaths don't just have low empathy. They practically don't have any at all. Let's put it into context. You've had a rough day, you're upset, and you're opening up to a friend. They listen, but something's missing. There are no reassuring words or comforting gestures. They just sit there as if they're watching a movie, detached from your feelings. This absence of empathy is a classic sign. They don't feel your pain. They don't share your joy. To them, emotions are just unimportant. Imagine trying to describe colors to someone who only sees in black and white. That's how it is with them and empathy. While this might be tricky to spot initially, observe how they react in emotionally charged situations. Their inability to connect with feelings is a dead giveaway. Heightened self-esteem. There's nothing wrong with a healthy dose of self-confidence. But with high-functioning sociopaths, it's an entirely different ballgame. Think about that one person who always assumes they're the smartest in the room and believes they're entitled to the best of everything without lifting a finger. They are grandiose, sure of their superiority, and believe that rules just don't apply to them. What's more, they often expect others to recognize their greatness without question. Don't get me wrong, everyone loves a little admiration. But when it's an inflated, relentlessly self-aggrandizing narrative, it could very well be a sociopath's calling card. So next time you encounter an excessive bragger who seems that they think they're the center of the universe, remember this sign. Manipulative and deceitful. High-functioning sociopaths are like puppet masters pulling the strings, making you dance to their tune without even realizing it. They use their words, actions, and charm as tools to manipulate people and situations to their advantage. Take this scenario, for instance. Ever had a coworker who seemed friendly but always managed to evade responsibility and shift blame onto others? Or a friend who twists facts and uses emotional blackmail to get their way? These could be classic signs of manipulative and deceitful behavior. What's even scarier, high-functioning sociopaths are so good at it that you might not even notice until it's too late. So be cautious, pay attention to inconsistencies, and trust your gut. After all, nobody deserves to be someone else's puppet. Impulsivity. High-functioning sociopaths tend to be impulsive, acting on a whim without thinking about the consequences. Whether it's a sudden lavish purchase, a reckless romantic engagement, or an unexpected career shift, their lives are often a whirlwind of erratic decisions. Picture this. You have a friend who is always diving into new ventures without any planning, constantly changing their goals, or making impulsive decisions that leave you wide-eyed with disbelief. While spontaneity can be exciting, if it's a consistent pattern of behavior, you might be dealing with a sociopath. Remember, these actions are not driven by excitement or passion, but are usually a reflection of their inability to plan or stick to a routine. Prone to boredom. Yes, we all get bored, but for high-functioning sociopaths, it's a constant battle. Their minds are always racing, seeking new stimuli and excitement. Ever known someone who jumps from hobby to hobby, job to job, or even partner to partner? They're always chasing something new and thrilling. and when the novelty wears off, so does their interest. You see, this constant need for stimulation is not about personal growth or exploration. It's about filling a void, fighting off the creeping monotony they can't stand. So if you notice someone with an excessive need for thrills, it might be more than just an adventurous spirit. Lack of responsibility. High-functioning sociopaths often shirk duties and obligations, be they at work, in their personal relationships, or even in the simplest of commitments. Here's an example. A friend promises to help you move but pulls out at the last minute with a flimsy excuse, leaving you high and dry. Or a colleague constantly underdelivers on their work commitments, putting the team in a tight spot. They don't just break promises, they barely acknowledge any wrongdoing. Instead, they shift blame or simply dismiss their irresponsibility as inconsequential. If you know someone who routinely acts like this, be wary. You might be dealing with a highly functioning sociopath. Absence of emotions. Sociopaths can often be indifferent to the rights or feelings of others. They may seem to shrug off the harm they cause or even take pleasure in it. Think about that one person who never seems to feel remorse for their hurtful actions or words. They may even blame the victim, saying something along the lines of, "Well, they deserved it," or "they had it coming." This indifference to others' suffering, this disregard for social norms of kindness and respect is a massive red flag. It's crucial to remember that a basic respect for others is a non-negotiable part of any relationship, be it professional or personal. Anyone consistently lacking this respect warrants caution. Taking advantage of others. High-functioning sociopaths often rely on others to sustain their lifestyle. They latch onto people who they perceive can provide for them, be it financially, emotionally, or in terms of status. Consider a scenario where a person always needs loans that they never repay, or someone who hops between relationships, each time targeting a more affluent or influential partner. This isn't about mutual support or going through a rough patch. It's a consistent pattern of using others for personal gain. If you observe someone with such behavior, tread carefully. You don't want to be the next host for their parasitic lifestyle. Unpredictability. High-functioning sociopaths often display inappropriate emotional responses, such as impulsiveness, irritability, aggression, or even hostility. Imagine someone who explodes into anger over minor inconveniences, reacts over-dramatically to criticism, or is quick to engage in aggressive behaviors. These volatile emotional outbursts are not just about having a bad temper. They signal an inability to control behavior appropriately. So the next time you see someone who has a hair-trigger temper or reacts excessively to the smallest of inconveniences, it could be more than just a bad day. Manipulative sexual relationships. These sociopaths often engage in casual or impersonal sexual relationships without any emotional attachment. This doesn't mean everyone who enjoys casual relationships is a sociopath. However, if someone uses sexual relationships as a means to control, manipulate, or deceive, it's definitely an issue. So if you know someone who continually engages in harmful, manipulative, or deceitful sexual behavior, it's something to take note of. It's essential to respect boundaries and maintain consent in any sexual engagement. Disturbed childhood. Often, high-functioning sociopaths exhibit signs of the disorder during their childhood or teenage years. This could involve aggressive behavior towards people or animals, destruction of property, deceitfulness, or serious rule-breaking. If someone has a history of disruptive, harmful behaviors from a young age, it's something to be wary of. Remember, everyone can change and learn from past mistakes. But if these behaviors persist into adulthood, it could be indicative of a highly functioning sociopath. Lack of purpose. High-functioning sociopaths often live in the now, with no concrete plans for the future. They may dream big but lack the practical steps or consistent effort to achieve them. Have you ever met someone who talks about grand ambitions, yet never seems to do anything towards realizing them? Their lives might seem like a series of disconnected episodes lacking any clear direction. This lack of foresight, this perpetual floating from one thing to the next, could signal that you're dealing with a highly functioning sociopath. We've now covered 13 signs of a high-functioning sociopath. Now, want to delve deeper? Learn about the 6 types of narcissism or gain insights into the best ways to deal with difficult people. Your journey, your choice. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your support.